on sale for the last week. I'll make it for you.
Okay, if you're not finished eating, you can keep eating if you wish. There's still plenty of pizza, cookies. Caleb Stickham's had 9 cookies already, I count. I'll eat a piece. So keep eating if you wish. While the high school students are continuing to set up, you're going to get a good treat today. It's a good group of kids who play wonderful music here for our program. It's going to take them about another 5 minutes. So each month we have a Citizen of the Month. And this is, I hope, I'm going to ask Mr. Peter, I think we're pretty confident. This will be the last Citizen of the Month out here. We appreciate the use of the space. Starting in September, our Citizen of the Month will be the Roosevelt Building. And, you know, that's our newly renovated building back in 2004. Back in 2004, the district approved a $140 million building project. And I know as parents, you've seen the reward of that across the district. We are on our last 2 big projects that we have with that. Number one is the paving package at the high school. So when you pull in there now, somebody asked me about a month ago, you know, Mr. Yu, this is really a nice building. But man, is it bumpy coming in here. We had to wait until the end of the school year. And so about from the northwest side, we're starting back here behind the cafeteria, and we're swinging all the way around to the southeast side, which will include the parking lot or the main entrance at the high school, a paving package as part of our project, and also a big door package at the high school in some of our renovated areas. And so that will be completed this summer. So in 2004, the district passed a bond issue to build 11 buildings, 7 elementary, 3 middle schools, and a high school. Either all new building or renovated with new additions. Sorry, Mr. Lacey. And so that'll be complete this summer. We actually, because we're under budget, and I'm going to share this with you, that doesn't happen too often in the state of Ohio. We are under budget. The board was able to save the Roosevelt building. Am I taking it out? Yes. How's that? How's that? How's that? I knew there was a way they could shut me up. But in any event, instead of 11 buildings, we're doing 12. And our board was able to save the Roosevelt building on Mount Vernon Avenue. And we're moving our administrative offices in there. We're also partnering with our ITC site, which delivers our computer services, and the ESC. So 2 educational units will move in there with us, and we're generating $100,000 a year of income for the district out of that rental. So it's a win-win-win. By saving the building, generating some income, we're improving our space, and we'll have the Citizen of the Month up there, which Gloria and Vicki will really like. So instead of Gloria piling everything in her car, she's going to push a cart down the hallway. And so she's excited about that. You guys are about ready? Or? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to introduce to you, we're going to do a little program. And I just took 10 students around the district yesterday to 3 middle schools. And they were 10 of our best students at the high school. They breathe the same air and drink the same water that everybody else does in Newark. And they are seniors that are ready to move and on in life and do a good thing. But one of the things that those kids talked about, their common theme was get involved. And so we bring entertainment in every month. And I want to share with you, Mr. Wilkins who talked a little bit, our high school band director, along with Mr. Lacey over here, who helps that way. There are a lot of different things you can become involved with at Newark High School as you come up through, so get involved. At this time, I'm going to introduce Mr. Zach Wilkins, who is our high school band director, and a wonderful young man. Zach, you want to say anything?
Oh, I can just talk.
Just talk. All right. Let's give Zach a hand, please.
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Yu. My name is Zach Wilkins. I'm the director of bands at Newark High School. This is the end of my 2nd year as my tenure as director of bands. Behind you are students from our percussion ensemble. We are very fortunate enough to be one of the few high schools in the state of Ohio that actually offer, next to our concert band program, a standalone percussion ensemble class. I think we're one of maybe only 5. So that is definitely a big feather in our cap. This is also the only band class in our district that is team taught, in that there are 2 teachers in the room at the same time working together with our students. And I can tell you certainly that the man that deserves 95% of the credit here is the man standing to my right, your left, and that is my good colleague and friend, Mr. Derek Lacey. So what we thought we would do is we would bring you kind of the 2 sides of what it is that we do in the summer. We work with our marching band students because the Pride of Newark Marching Band is such a big part of this community. And if you're a student here, you should be in the band, please. But we've qualified for state finals 33 consecutive years, and we're hoping to make it 34 this coming year. Our show theme this year is actually going to be the music of New Orleans, so we're hoping to actually have a little bit of Mardi Gras going down, in a good way, certainly, on the field. So we're going to offer a little bit of the marching side of things. That's actually what we're going to end with. But in the winter months and in the spring, we actually work on some concert literature for the solo and ensemble contest. And so members of this group take solos and take ensembles. And what they do is they go and they get judged and they get number rating based on how well they perform. So what we will do is we will start with a piece called 3 Asiatic Dances. So Mr. Lacey, take it away, please. Appreciate it. All right. One last thing while we make our jump to the marching stuff. One quick plug. We are actually having a standalone percussion ensemble concert I almost said March, not March. May 28th. That is the Tuesday of the last week of school. Most of these kids are actually involved not just in marching band, but also in a concert band and this ensemble. They will have 3 performances in 3 days. We do Memorial Day on Monday, the percussion ensemble concert on Tuesday, and then actually the concert and symphonic band have a standalone concert themselves on Wednesday of that week. So, very busy week for yours truly here. And like I said, we thought we would get ourselves ready for fall, for football, for marching band. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you for having us, and have yourselves a nice summer. Thank you very much. Ready? Ready to go?
represents everybody here, would you, yeah, stick around, there you go, buddy. That's why I like it so much. Would you tell everybody what you're involved in at the high school? You are a sophomore. You're a sophomore, right? Junior already? You put that, Mr. Davis?
What's that?
Junior already. Tell everybody what you're involved in, please.
Well, let's see here. Got marching band, right? Football season. I got pet band during winter. Basketball games. I got sport game and that. I'll be in the contest for all that. I'm the going for all the orchestras in high school, the street, pony and chamber. Going for all that. Pretty much drumming anything people want to. And I'm a library.
I asked Matt to do that because Matt's the kind of student that we want at the high school. He's taking advantage of a lot of opportunities up there. And so we appreciate Matt and all of our students for what they do. Every month we have a different company or group sponsor the Citizen of the Month. And we really appreciate the community support that we give for our schools and our children. And so I'd ask Mr. Ware to come up from the Energy Cooperative. And a few students from John Clem. And I know that everything that goes on in this community, this group of guys and gals at Energy Cooperative provide a lot of community support, not just for kids, but in our community. And we appreciate the sponsorship of Citizen of the Month, but more importantly, we appreciate the support that we give our entire community. So let's give Bob and the Energy Cooperative.
Thanks, Doug. I'm not going to talk a whole lot, but he kind of hit on it. We are cooperative, and that makes us a little different. And there are really two things that kind of stand out today for us. We go by 7 principles that we kind of lead our business by. And one is commitment for community. And so when you see us in the community, that's one of our principles. And so we're very, very happy to support this. By the way, everybody, congratulations, kids and parents. I'm also a parent of 2 girls, and I know parents, this is a proud day. You should be proud. And kids, when you leave here, make sure you thank your parents. Sometimes I know that you may think they're giving you a hard time, but they're doing it for your best interest. The second principle that we live by a lot is education. We are very big on education, whether it be for our employees, for our board members, or also for the community. So again, thanks for having us, Doug. We really appreciate being part of this. And again, it gets back to our cooperative principles. So thanks for having us.
Man, I think, Gloria, that was a commitment for next year. Mark that down. Thanks for sure. Okay, as I mentioned before we ate, and I found a nice little, I burn up in a freezer box. So I found a nice little pocket of air over here, so I might mosey over this way a little bit. But, as we mentioned before we ate, there are about 6,400 students in our district. And again, look around this room. So if you make this room, you are doing something very, very good. And not only being a good student, as a father of 4, being something is equally important at, you're being a good citizen. You're treating people with respect. And I really appreciate that. We have a lot of good leaders in our district. A lot of good leaders. So to get in this room, you've got to be an extra special leader in our buildings. And so I want the students, if you would, please stand up. Let's give them a hand. Brag on them a little bit. When we go in our buildings, and Tom Serino will hit on a little bit, and I'll let him hit on that a little bit. We talk a lot about we're more than a grade card in Newark City Schools. A lot more than a grade card. So when you get that grade card in the mail, and we've done very well on the grade card, so I'm able to say this. But what isn't measured on a grade card are a lot of things that get somebody in this room. Treat people with respect. I haven't seen that on a school report card yet. And we work a lot on community involvement, and we're going to get more involved in our community. You teach our kids those type of things. But I want you to stand up. Now, kids, I need you to do me a favor. I want you to look to the right, to the left, your right, your left, whichever way. Down at the people beside you, if you would, please. Who do you see? Across the table, you see moms, dads, you see grandmas, grandpas, aunts, brothers and sisters. And Mr. Ware hit on it a little bit. You should thank your parents. But right now, you wouldn't be standing up in this room today if you didn't have good role models at home. And so it's not going to be as, I want you to do this in the back room. It's easy in the front of the room. Back room, you kind of, it's not cool anymore. But I want you to give your mom and dad a hug and a kiss and tell them you love them. I appreciate you doing that. And don't forget the support that you get at home. And moms and dads, I know because I'm a mom. Oh, excuse me. Mrs. Eunice here today, and I don't want to claim I'm doing her job. But I would tell you, as a dad, I really, really appreciate my kids and who they are and what they become. And there's a lot of bumps in life out there. They don't always do what we want them to do, but I can tell you this, if my child was sitting in here today, I'd be on cloud nine. And so I want you to know that. Who cares?
That's right.
Yeah. The heck with this. There's a dead spot, I guess, it must be right there. So we're going to have to talk really loud in here today, kids, when you come up front. Okay? But I want to emphasize the family part of this. And I know, here's a grandfather right here that was student of the month. What was it, Grandpa, 10 years ago at Granville, you said?
A couple.
Years ago here. Look who's sitting on his lap. You think he's a proud grandfather today? And he ought to be. And so you parents ought to know when you send your child to school how they're treating other kids. And so let's give everybody in this room a round of applause. Now, before we bring the kids up, I'm going to stand over here. My excuse is that the camera can hear because you will be on Channel 19. Whoever watches Channel 19 in here? Anybody ever watch the Newark City School Channel? Right. Okay. So you'll get to see yourself on Channel 19. Mr. Roy, do you know when that program begins? I should ask you guys.
It'll be early next week, probably.
Early next week,
Yep.
you can start watching Channel 19. And in any event, when you get up here, it's your time to shine. So I want you to come all the way over here. You look that camera right in the eye. Tell them your name, and who's with you, and what you like to do. Okay? And every month, as it goes on, we start creeping over this way. We get a little camera shot right over here on the edge. So I need our principals to help out with that. There's a group of people in the room that really make our school district special. And this is my fourth year in the district. And we've got a lot of good people in our district working with our kids. I'm going to have our principals or representatives from each building stand up, if you would please, for a minute. Or our principals. Stand up. This group, being a principal these days, it's been a long time ago since I was a high school principal. Like 14 years ago now. But being a principal these days, with everything that the state is throwing down on us to do different things, it's still important. Mr. Serino and I just had this conversation about the evaluation system, the new evaluation system, about all this different testing. You still have to take the time to make relationships with your students in your building and do those kind of things. And so their job is very demanding. And I'm looking each of them in the eye, whether it be a classroom teacher, and thank you for representing Hillview, a classroom teacher, and thank you for representing McGuffey. You look around this room, these people spend a lot of time, lots of time, caring about the kids in their building. So students, it's your turn now to stand up. You can give them a hug, a high five, knuckles, whatever you want to do. But tell them thank you for what they do for you, please. That's good. We got high school people recognizing their middle school principal over there. They came out of there. That's great. Another group, and we're just going to start here in the room to go around and make this a very special place here in Newark. The two ladies sitting back here, and like, would you just peek out and wave? I'm going to brag on you a little bit, please. They feed about 4,400 lunches a day, 1,800 breakfasts, snacks for an after-school program. We just gave Linda, she doesn't look that, we just gave her a 25-year certificate. We gave it to Dave. Did he give it to you? No. Linda wasn't feeling well the other day, so Dave will present that to you at home tonight. And Linda's been here 25 years. And I'll share with you. I mentioned, that's a lot of meals to prepare each day. And to make that in our high school kitchen and ship that out throughout the district, it's a huge responsibility because we recognize in our district, we want to challenge our parents. Mom, I'm going to look you straight in the eye and tell you, we're going to give your daughter the best meal of the day. Is that a challenge to you? Because I know most moms say, hey, no, I'm going to take care of that. And we want to feed our kids a proper nutritional meal and follow the guidelines. And in some of our cases, sadly enough, it's the best meal they get all day. It might be the only meal that some of them get. So we take it very serious. The good part about it is, and I don't like to put this pressure on, because it's not pressure, Linda, but Linda operates our kitchens in the black. And that means that financially, we do not have to take money, or haven't for a while, out of our general fund to operate and feed our students. And that means we can buy textbooks and computers and those type of things instead of, well, I was going to say hamburgers and french fries, but sweet potato fries and that kind of stuff now. But let's give Linda her. Two ladies to put this on and organize this. We just have to show up. My first year here, they had this folder with a sheet and went down through the sheet. You got to say this, you got to do this, you got to do this. They learned about for up to the first month. Throw that thing away. Doug's not going to read that anyhow. You have to talk. So now I'm down a little card, which I just glance at and I don't need it anymore. So we're in good shape that way. Vicki Howe, who works in our fine arts department. Of course, she's housed, but she does many things at the high school. And Gloria Wilson, who works downtown. Let's give those two ladies a hand. Around, I'm going to have all of our directors please stand up. All of our directors please stand up. Or coordinators. And I'm going to go around the room real quick. Gene Brown, our special ed director in the back. Maura Horgan, our secondary curriculum, primary curriculum, elementary curriculum. Mindy Vaughn, been with the district quite a while. Barb Quackenbush, been with the district since kindergarten, I think. Right? Actually, yeah. All right. I don't know if anybody else has. Barb's our personnel director. Gemma Zimmerman, who is in charge of after-school programs, special events, and anything else that Doug throws at her, she does. And some of you who were at the wonderful thing that we had at the high school, Judge Baldwin swearing in deal, that was one of those things I told Mr. Baldwin, hey, we'll take care of Gemma. And then they come up afterwards and said, Doug, great job. So, good job, Gemma. Seth Roy, who we stole from the Newark Advocate as a school reporter. Seth has taken this district into the social media phase, and I'm going to take a picture here in a minute, and I'm going to tweet it out. And if you're not following us on Twitter, you can follow me at Doug Ute NCS or the district Twitter page.
Newark Schools, Newark_Schools.
Newark_Schools. Usually how I get people to follow us is I tell them, when Mr. Peter and I talk in the wintertime about closing school, it might be 5 o'clock, might be a quarter to 5 in the morning. He suggests, well, maybe we ought to cancel school. Usually I hang up and I'm done, and he calls Seth, and Seth gives the alert now, and you get a call about 35 minutes later. Now I hang up and I tweet it out. That's usually when the high school kids or parents start following me, so they get that instant access to that. But Seth, we appreciate what you're doing. Linda Price, been with the district
33 years?
33 years, and very teacher, principal, director, special ed director. Dave Altapeter, sitting up here. He never listens to me. I ask him to stand. That's okay, Dave. Up front. So let's give our directors a hand. And then a group, before we get to our students, that I think they have the toughest job in any community. And if you notice, watch around Ohio, the board elections, the school board elections go on. It's tough to find good people to run for school boards anymore. It's tough to find anybody to run for school boards. It is with financial conditions and all those kind of things. It's the toughest job in a community, but every community needs good leaders. And we have some great leaders on our school board. And one is right over here. He's our good neighbor of 40-some years. He retired, but he's still our good neighbor from State Farm, Dan Biden. Let's give Dan a hand. We have the good Reverend Mr. Tim Carr sitting there. Tim, please stand up and recognize. And you're not allowed 3 board members in one location without, but one's a parent today, but always a board member. Nick, I'm on board president. Okay, with that, well, ladies, you want to start? Where do you want to start? As Mrs. Wilson is getting the group up here, you're going to come over here, you'll walk across, and help me out again. I was calling you again. Where do we stand at when we're talking? Right over here. That's perfect. What a good leader you are, young lady. Come all the way over here where it's nice and cool. Look that camera in the eye. Tell them who you are. Tell them who's with you. Smile and tell them like you do. Ben Franklin's a good lead operator for us. Now, do you think we need
Sorry.
Let's try it. If you stand over here, we might. Can you hear me from here? Yeah, we got to stand all the way over. Our principal, another one's been with us since kindergarten. Okay, let's give Dean a hand, Ben Franklin.
Good afternoon, my name is Dina Cable and I'm the principal of Ben Franklin Elementary. We want to thank the Energy Co-op for lunch today. I'm so pleased to have 2 guests here with me today. Our 5th grade representative is Sabrina Loudermilk. Sabrina, please tell us who your guests are and tell us about yourself.
My guests are my parents, Carla and John Loudermilk. And what I like to do is go to Girl Scouts and draw.
That's great. Thanks, Sabrina. She's a leader out in the community, and I know she's good at selling Girl Scout cookies, too. Our 4th grade representative is Stone Killen. Stone, please tell us who your guests are and a little bit about yourself.
My mom and my dad, and I like science.
You like science. Great job. Thanks, Stone. You can go ahead and
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Burles, and I'm the building principal at Carson Elementary. And we saved our best 2 citizens until last. My first citizen here is David Arnott. David is extremely special because David is a cancer survivor. He has not only met the challenges of beating cancer and working hard at behaviors and getting back everything that he lost those weeks and months that he was struggling with that horrible disease. But he's come back with a smile on his face and a whole lot up here, too. He's done a wonderful those folks who were right there holding his hand and supporting him. are with him today, his mom and dad. What do you like to do?
I like to ride four-wheelers. I like my teacher.
And you love life, don't you, buddy? Okay, thank you. Our next citizen is our 5th grade citizen, and she too is a survivor of 7 brothers and sisters. And she is the best role model, not only at Carson, but every one of her brothers and sisters follows right in her path of good behavior, good scholarship, and a wonderful smile on her face. And she's accompanied by her mom, who she can keep bringing. She can keep sending more and more kids because they're all great. All 8 of them that are at Carson are just as wonderful because of Juliana. This is Juliana DeVries.
I like to play the violin and read and play volleyball.
Violin, read, and volleyball. I don't think this is working here.
Thank you, Ms. Burles. My name is Chet Coleman. I'm the very proud principal of Cherry Valley Elementary. And I'd like to thank Mr. Todd Ware from Energy Co-op. Not only is Mr. Ware a supporter of schools here in Newark City, but I have the privilege of living in the same district as Mr. Ware. And I'll guarantee you, we were very thankful here this past election, passed a levy out of West Muskingum, and Mr. Ware was always there. So not only here in Newark, but the West Muskingum district, we appreciate it, Mr. Ware. Thank you. Young lady, our 5th grade representative, was unable to be here today. Just an outstanding young lady, as all these individuals are. Miss Caitlin Brewer, just a little under the weather and unable to be here. We do have a 4th grade representative, just an outstanding young lady also, Miss Francesca Garcia. She'll introduce her guest and tell you a little bit about herself. You might have to yell real loud on it.
This is my mom, and I also brought my grandma, and I like to do gymnastics and hang out with my friends, and my favorite subject is science and math.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'm going to try. I guess it's not working, but we'll kind of pretend it is. My name is Linda Neighbors. I am the principal at John Clem Elementary, and I'd like to thank Energy Cooperative also for sponsoring this luncheon. This is one of my favorite times because we have very few times that we're celebrating all the great things that kids are doing, and these kids are the top of the top. And this luncheon is a great thing for them to learn that they can be the future leaders and they need to take that responsibility, and they're doing it every day at school. The first representative I have is Hannah Riley, and she will introduce her guest.
One of my guests is my mom, and the other guest is my grandma. One of the things I love doing is dance, and the other thing I love doing is cheerleading. My favorite subject is science.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Ready? Yay! Good. We have sound. My second wonderful leader from John Clem is a 4th grader. His name is Kalis Nickham, and he will introduce his guests.
This is my mom, Beth Nickham. This is my dad, Rich Nickham. And I like to sing. My favorite teacher is Mr. Johnson. my favorite board president, and my favorite board member is me. Wait a minute. And my favorite principal was Mrs. Neighbors.
I only paid him $25.
I am a fifth grade teacher at Hillview, Catholic Brownlee, and the two students that I have today, first of all, fifth grader, Brooklyn Ballinger. And I had Brooklyn for science in third grade, and she was wonderful then. And so I was very happy to get her again this year for fifth grade for my homeroom. So again, saving the best for last. So Brooklyn, tell us a little bit about what you like to do and introduce your guests.
Well, I brought my parents, David and Jen Ballinger, and I like to read, and I like to dance, and I like to sing, and I like my fifth grade teacher, Miss Brownlee. She's super awesome. So.
All right, thank you, Brooklyn. Our fourth grade representative is Lexi Beckett, who I also had in third grade. So hopefully we'll get her next year in fifth grade. Lexi, can you tell us a little bit about what you like to do and introduce your guests?
I have my mom with me, and I like to do gymnastics, and science is my favorite subject.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ellen Cooper, and I'm the principal at Legend Elementary. And I'm so happy to be here today and enjoy the wonderful lunch. Thank you to the Energy Cooperative. We appreciate it. I have two students ready to come today, and our fifth grade student unexpectedly was ill this morning. She's heartbroken, so I told her I'd have lunch with her, just she and I, next week. But she really is upset not to be here. Her name is Jillian Samples. Her mom, Christy and Jason Samples, again, are very disappointed, but we'll make sure that we make it up to them next week. I do have my fourth grade Citizen of the Month to introduce, Cavero McFadden. Cavero, can you come on over? I have to tell you a little bit about this young man, his character, before I let him speak. His class does an annual field trip. It's kind of the culmination of their school year to Roscoe Village. And as luck may have it, the field trip is today. And so Cavero had a big choice to make. And when he was nominated, he and I sat down and we talked about it, but he had already made his choice. And he chose to be here today to receive this honor, and he's helping in the building today for our Jump Rope for Heart. So he was assisting our first and second grade students at Jump Rope for Heart while his grade level friends went off to their field trip, and he's here to receive this award, and very deservedly so. Cavero, would you introduce your guest, please?
I have my mom and my grandma and grandpa with me today, and my favorite thing to do on the playboard and do the drums.
This was the perfect entertainment for Cavero. She noticed that his eyes were glued on those drums.
I'm Erin Parsley. I'm a fifth grade teacher representing McGuffey Elementary, and I have two fabulous citizens here today. Our fifth grade representative is Natalie Williamson. And I'll let Natalie tell you a little bit who her guests are and a little bit about herself.
My guests are my mom and my dad, and I like to do dance, gymnastics, and writing.
And our fourth grade representative is Lucas Harbaugh, another fabulous McGuffey citizen, and I'll let Lucas tell you a little about himself.
My guests are my dad and my grandma, and I like soccer, my favorite subject.
We up? Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name's Tom Serino, and I'm the proud principal of Heritage Middle School. Okay, and it's always an honor and a privilege, as Mr. Ute says, to come here and share this moment with everybody. Mr. Ute and I have talked a lot, and I've also talked to him about the direction that our school district's going. And Doug and I seem to be, we're probably the two oldest administrators, and we both share the same passions. We both have similar experiences and backgrounds. So a lot of times we sit and talk, and I started to ask Doug, I said, do you mind if I always say a promo or say a few things about our school district as well as Heritage? And he always gives me that privilege to do so. So I mean, I like to say that up front. I want to play off what Mr. Ute said. All right? And what Mr. Ute said is we are more than just a grade card. And I'll re-emphasize that, and because we need you guys to take that out into the community and the people you see and who you talk to. Did you notice the children that just played for you? Okay, did you notice the high school kids? Did you notice the intensity in their face? Did you notice how proud they were? That's not on the grade card. That's not on the grade card. I have nothing against the state report card, except that it holds too much emphasis, authority, okay, as far as our children goes. There's nothing wrong with accountability. There's nothing wrong with challenging our students. We've done that for years. It's nothing new to us. All right? But the two things I'll quickly try to speak on is one team, one heartbeat, okay, and we're more than just a grade card. That's two things that we have to be able to understand. It was sad. It was the other day I had a teacher come to me, and she has a little boy in first grade. It's a true story. And she said, you know, my mother picks up the chocolates. I can't. So grandma's watching the kid. And she asked an old-fashioned question. I don't know if we still do that. So, Johnny, what did you learn today at school? First grader. Okay, second grader. I forget what grade it was. He said, oh, I don't know, Grandma. But we practiced for the test. Okay. So the next day. And the day after, and the day after, and the day after. I don't know, but we practiced for the test. We have to be more than that. We have to be more than just a grade card. We have to be. And we should be. I know the Newark City School District is, because when Mr. Ute brought all those kids in to talk to all the middle schools, the emphasis was, man, you can have and be whatever you want to be when you pass through Newark, especially the high school. It's 1,500 students. I know Mr. Fulham personally, okay? I know what the school offers. My goodness. Any club you want to find, any fine arts you want to find, any athletic you want to find, that is not on the report card. It's not. Okay? So I get a little touchy when you start labeling your children, our children. That's why we're one team, one heartbeat. One team, one heartbeat means the parents, it means all school personnel, and the students, your children. As long as we have all three of those entities working on the same page, we'll be fine. Relax. See, because if we don't pass the 8th grade science test, okay, if we don't pass the 8th grade science test at Heritage, I'm not going to run out into the street and go, oh my God, we're going to have to shut things down. It's not going to happen. Life will go on. Life will go on. I promise you that. If the sophomores at the high school don't do real well on the OGT, the stock market is not going to crash. Dow Jones isn't going to fold up. Did you hear? They didn't do real well on the OGT at Newark High School. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You know, I kind of like what Channel 4 says. Channel 4, people want to know. We want to know. You know what I want to know after 36 years in education? I want to know, how's Harvard doing? I want to know, how's Yale doing? How's Stanford doing? How's the Ohio State University, which I paid for $2 education to go to the Ohio State University, okay? And that's why I'll be working until I'm 72, all right? But you guys get my point. If we want to talk about the world market, and we want to talk about competing, and we want to talk about the pressure for the United States of America, let's start asking the question, not K through 12. K through 12 is what you're seeing today. They're well-rounded kids. They're cared for, they're loved, they're appreciated. That's K through 12. We want to talk about world market. Let's talk about our universities. Okay? Let's talk about when they're grown adults and they're going out there to compete. And don't stick a sign in Heritage Yard and label my children. You want to see me get fired up? You want to see me get in a little argument or fight? Don't label my children. If it's a good thing, we'll take it. Woody Hayes once said, nothing's ever as good as it seems, and nothing's ever as bad as it seems. Don't label our little children. Today's a good feel. Today's a warm, fuzzy feeling. And I'll take that. But if the ball bounces the other way, do not tell my little kids, your children, oh, well, you're not too good. Don't tell you about that, man. You're not doing too good. Stand over here. Don't do that. I won't accept that. Don't do that. Our children, your children are doing fine. We'll take the good with the bad, and we'll prepare for those things, but we're also going to give our children a well-rounded education. And I think that's what Newark School District stands for. You talk about Newark City School District, what does it actually stand for? Well-rounded education, a good education. So, with that being said, all right, I would like to introduce some of the pride of our school, our Heritage Lions. These children, as Mr. Hughes said, they're the cream of the crop. They raise to the top, man. They rise to the top. And I love them. Okay, I love them. We tell them every day, we care about you, we appreciate you, we love you. These children, when I talked about the three entities, you can do all you can do as a parent. Been there. I'm a parent. The school can do what they can do. But in the bottom line is, they have to step up and meet the challenge once in a while. These children before you today, they've all stepped up and met the challenge. You should be very, very proud of them, as we all are. Our 8th grade representative from Heritage Middle School is Morgan Norris and her family. Come on, Morgan. Come on, honey. Like those bracelets you have on.
Who I have here with me is my mom, Catherine, and my stepdad, Tim. And my favorite subject is science and language arts. What I love to do is hang out with my friends or hang out with my family and play basketball.
Thank you, honey. Our 7th grade. Man, you're right. You got to stand like right under this light, okay, or something. There's a hole here. All right. Come on, Dylan. I didn't get to pull you out there and introduce you. Dylan Trotter.
My name is Dylan Trotter, and my class with me is Jennifer Trotter and Mike Trotter. And my favorite subject is social studies, and I like to play soccer for middle school.
Our 6th grade representative is Jordan Gerard and his family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sereno. And this is my mom, Kyra Gerard, and my grandmother, Karen Hazelwood. And what I like is about our school. I'm not sure I'm going to build off of what Mr. Sereno said. I love how he builds character into us every single day. At the very beginning of the day, he always gives us a quote to learn off of, think about for the whole entire day. And most of the time, people will actually put that into their lives. And I also love how Mr. Sereno, there's even a class about learning about character. There's character education. There's character education by Ms. Dyer, I'm pretty sure. Ms. Dyer in the class. And I love how there's so many role models, like our teachers, well, maybe Ms. Ziegler is a little bit on the lady side, but yeah, she tries her best.
She does.
And honestly, my favorite subject, I would not be able to decide because they're all really good subjects. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. One team, one heartbeat. Diane? It is what it is.
See if I can find the light. Maybe not. Feel like a Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? Right here. My name is Diane Henry, very proud principal in Liberty Middle School. Always love coming to these luncheons because not only do we get to honor our students at our school, I always see former students that we have had at Liberty and they are here. Today, many of the kids who were in the band were from Liberty. What amazing music. I've never heard anything like that, and that was just amazing. Mr. Pullen, tell them how much it was enjoyed today. I'd like to thank, as other people have done, our parents and families who are here. You make our job easy because of the values that you instill in your children and they bring to school every day. So thank you all very much. And we will start with our first citizen. He asked me if I was going to give a speech. I said no. We allow Mr. Sereno to do that for the middle school. This is Austin Combs, and he is our 8th grade representative.
My name is Austin. I'm here with my dad, Andy, and my mom, Tanya. I'm currently a member in National Junior Honor Society and Student Council. My favorite things is I love to play football and basketball.
And next we have Kevon Allen, who is our 7th grade representative.
My name is Kevon Allen. These are my parents, Natalie and Brad Allen. Things I like to do is just play basketball.
Kevon lives up the street from me, and every night I come home, yes, he does love basketball. He's out there every night. And last but not least, we have our 6th grade representative, Nick Workman.
I brought my mom and my dad, and I love to play basketball and football.
We're having a special event at Liberty Middle School today. We always do a relay for life out on the track today. So a lot of our kids are walking the track at Evans Complex, and in memory or in honor of people who have survived cancer. And we will be walking for you, young man, today. Great job.
Good afternoon, I'm John Davis, very proud to be principal of Wilson Middle School, and I'd like to thank Mr. Ware and the Energy Cooperative on behalf of Wilson Middle School and the Newark City Schools. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our 8th grade Citizen of the Month, Miss Rihanna Hunt. You're welcome to try that.
I'm Rihanna, and I brought my mom, Teresa, and my dad, Jeff, and I like to read, and I play the oboe, and I love Harry Potter.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Our 7th grade Citizen of the Month is Mr. Bruce Davison. An entourage. You want to try this? Hold it close.
This is my dad, that's my mom, Chris Dixon and Christina Jackson. This is my little sister, Kazan Payne Jackson. That's my little sister, Colin Rose Jackson. And
Who's back there?
who's back there? That's my name from Colorado.
Nana from Colorado. Hi, man.
I'm Bruce Dixon. I like to play soccer, hockey, and I run track. I'm in National Junior Honor Society. And I like school and don't have a favorite subject.
Our 6th grade Citizen of the Month is Mr. Jay Batron. Come on over.
This is my dad, and I like to play football, basketball, and baseball.
Mom was here. She just left. Didn't she? She had to go get the big sister. So thank you. And again, thank you, parents, for all of your support, for entrusting the Newark City Schools with your students. Thank you very much.
I am Mark Holmes, principal at the high school, and we do have a tremendous number of programs at the high school that you can get involved in. We have a graduation committee. We talk a lot about what can we do to make kids successful and graduate from high school, and the research clearly shows that your chances of graduating from high school increase about 40% or more if you're involved in an activity. I was just talking to that young man back there telling me that his daughter's going to be a freshman in the high school. He's a little concerned about it. And it is kind of scary, there's no doubt about it, coming to Newark High School with 1,600 different kids, and you're just a number, you feel like. But we have a lot of programs, and we try to do a lot of things to take away that stigma and get kids involved and do one-on-one stuff. So I encourage you to kind of research that as your child gets ready to come to high school, so that, well, for a lot of you, hopefully I won't be around, I gotta tell you, those years are coming, but research those programs so that you can find out where your niche is and fit into the high school. I talk a lot about intelligence, and learning and reading and writing and doing your math and all that stuff. And I love to read, and I've always had a really good memory. But I'll tell you one thing that you can never replace in life, and that is the passion that someone like Tom Serino has for education and for kids. And if you grow up, regardless of what you are going to be, whether it's a nurse, a doctor, a firefighter, a policeman, or whatever, and you have that passion, your life will be very successful. Our first student of the month is Crystal King.
Hi, my name is Crystal Keene, and this is my mother, Tammy Keene, and Faye Keene. I am a senior at Newark. I'll be graduating very, very soon. Very excited. I'll be attending Fortis in August. I'm going to be studying nursing. Very excited. And I hope that all you younger children, students, I should say, yeah, grow up and learn a lot and learn a lot from your teachers. So I hope you guys do good. Thank you.
Our Chief Tech representative, who is out in White, could not be in attendance today. Our junior representative is Sean Dillon.
Hi, I'm Sean Dillon. This is my mom Denise, my dad Joe. I just want to say that I'm very proud of all of you, and you need to keep it up because not only mine, but everyone in this room is very proud of you. I enjoy working out, and I'm preparing for the 2013 football season coming up. So thank you.
Our sophomore representative could not be here today also, and that is Brandon Volt. So our freshman representative is Cass Johnson.
Hi, my name is Cass Johnson, and this is my mom, Shelly, and my grandma, Paula. And congratulations to everybody who's in here. Good job, and kids.
I'm going to try that without the microphone. Again, as you can see by coming, our students that we brought up front and our families, they're not only proud of themselves, they're proud of each other. When we talked about, Mr. Serino talks about that one team, one heartbeat, and that is nice to see kids that care about each other and are proud to be associated with other students and those type of things. So I really appreciate hearing that. That's good. You know, in the Newark City Schools, we talk a lot about what our district's all about to our community, and it's not only about student achievement, it's about fiscal responsibility. And I'll share with you that our district is probably, not probably, is better off than about 85% of the districts in the state of Ohio. Mr. Anderson, our treasurer, presented a 5-year forecast the other night that has us in the black throughout the next 4 years and creeping a little bit in the red in the 5th year. In 2009, the community was generous enough to pass an operating issue. And you were told then probably last 3.5 years. So we're boasting, we're proud, we're telling you that's been 3, now 4 years, and we're not asking you for new money. That's the fiscal responsibility that we're talking about. And our student achievement has risen. We've, as I mentioned earlier, just getting close to completing a $140 million building project. And I'm really proud of that table back there, that last table. They just built a 3-year, $40 million building while we had students in there under budget, and the student achievement went up in the high school. So let's give our district a round of applause. That's my 1-minute commercial about the Newark City Schools. But I think there is something that I really enjoy hearing about up here. A lot of our principals stood up and said they're the proud principal of this building, and they are. And I hope our students are proud of where they go. I know this, as a superintendent of this school district, I'm really proud. Most days, I'm really not a tie guy, so I really like to wear the Newark stuff across there, the emblems that we have on Newark. And I'm really proud to let people know, hey, I work in the Newark City Schools. I work for 6,400 children, and I'm proud of it. And I'm proud to be associated with this, and I really appreciate the opportunity to work here in this district. It's really not work. I say work, it's really not work. It's an awesome experience that each of us get to have working with your children. So it is 1:45. Now, young lady, I need your help one last time. Are you guys going back to school, or are you going home and you're going back to school? Okay, everybody has to go back to school. Okay. Thank you very much. You are a great leader. You know that? I can't wait to watch you come up through. Thank you very much for your time.